The champ is here! The champ is here!
Yeah, what? Yo, ha ha, yeah. Yeah, now into Squared Circle 101. You got your man, the Italian stallion, Mr. Sonny. Yo, now with me, yo, my man here, he's kind of like Nemo, but just to my Dory. Because he always reminds me why I'm here, you know what I'm saying? To look pretty and get booty and keep my hood pass, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Make sure you hit us up on Facebook.com/Squared Circle 101, or hit us up on Instagram at Squared Circle 101, or talk a little smack on Twitter at Talking Smack 101. Also, I like using the N-word. I'm talking about now we're on YouTube live at Hub City, or alive at Hub City, I guess I would say, because you're not watching it live, but we're live. You know. How you feeling today, babe?
I'm feeling good. I'm just trying to go back to this Dory and Finding Nemo, and just trying to figure out everything that you said, get money and get honeys and all that kind of stuff during it. Where was that in the movie? I don't know what Pixar's up to, but I don't remember none of that being a part of it. I don't remember none of that being a part of it.
The edited scenes.
The edited scenes? Yeah. Oh, you got to get the DVD to unlock that?
By the second and third, you know, when they were testing it with the audience, they realized they had to remove some of the things in there. I had a whole scene in there, Sonny Hill and everything, but they just took it out.
I got you.
You know, Disney's trying to take over the world just without me, I guess, apparently. But yeah, you know, we feeling good, baby. Another great weekend. Great weekend. And we're ready to talk about it. Don't forget to download that Squared Circle app. Available Google Play, iOS. Let's talk about IamRCF.com. We got a 3-week free trial. You tell them, Sonny. You tell them Shoota sent you. How's things going over there?
Man, it's going good. Just wrapping up what we got. A little bit over a month left before the RCF games.
RCF games. Be better with the best. 4 years running, King 5 Evening Magazine. I just said 5 because it's probably going to be 5. You know what I'm saying? How'd you like my attempt at being a little quieter on the intro? I tried.
Oh no, your chart's still up.
Yeah,
No,
and like in my head, I was like, yo, and then I felt it in my chest, and it just like exploded, like electric shock.
You know, I'm not going to say what influence I was under, but it's like one of those days where you're just like, you look around, and everybody's looking at you crazy, and you're like, did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
I did not mean that.
Ooh,
so it's just one of those.
Now, what do we mean? How are we winning?
The desire is nothing without discipline.
Is that the stripper's name? Is that what it is?
Nah, it's not the stripper's. It's not the stripper's name.
Okay. Is that the name of the strip club? Is Discipline? Is that what it is?
Hey, man, we're all victims to it, man. When you're younger and you're like, man, I wish I had this. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. But you put no actions in here. This is our 99th episode.
99 problems, and the show ain't one. That's for sure.
And exactly. So just we say it every once in a while, but we say it more often now. It's just like this is the most dedicated thing I've ever been to in my life, man. 99 straight weeks, except for when I went to Jamaica. So we missed 1 week, so we had a lapse. And even then, so,
had to leave the country to miss the show.
Yeah,
literally. Had to leave the country to literally miss the show.
I took flights early back home to make sure we did it. So.
And we could have made it work, but we want to make sure we bring the best product out there. You know? One more time. What was the name of the stripper?
Desire is nothing without discipline.
I like that.
So stay on your grind. Anybody who's listening to it, man, whatever you got lined up, stay with it, man. The breakthrough will come through.
We desire a lot of things. The money, the cars, the clothes.
I want the money, and actually, I can't stand Drake, you know that, but I like that song.
We had a great fight weekend.
Great fight weekend.
We had every kind of fight you could think of, from to action packed.
No KTFOs.
No KTFOs.
So we didn't have every fight that we wanted, but we had a pretty great amount of what we saw. And then you know what was great? You know what was great about this fight weekend? Was not only did we get to see a lot of the people that we like, and a lot of people were entertaining, and especially a lot of champions that were on deck. Belts changing hands, which was really great.
Handoffs,
But we get the soap opera antics right after that, as far as what else is there to talk about. That's the stepping stones to get to the next level of whatever we're going next. So that's the best part about the Squared Circle. Yeah. Not just a Squared Circle, but
these are the kind of weekends that help me understand a little more when I see people that are hardcore wrestling, WWE, WWF wrestling fans.
Oh, yeah.
I always understand it a little more when I get these kind of weekends. Just because, like, that's why you guys love it so much.
It's like WrestleMania and stuff like that.
It's a soap opera. You get all the drama. You get all the action. You get everything you want. You get your love. You get your losses. No love lost with Tyson Fury coming back to the ring against, I think, Safari, the name of the app browser or something. What was his name? This dude was like way smaller. They found this guy that night. I don't know. I'm not even sure that's that guy's real name, right? It was good to see Tyson Fury in the ring. He still looked flabby, but
Well, of course he's going to look flabby. He's Tyson Fury. He's never been in shape to where he looks like your typical heavyweight that was 20 years ago. Yeah. The way that they were actually built, but he's built like a typical heavyweight the way most of them look now. But if you're going to make a return to the ring, you usually want a warm up fight, and that's exactly what he got. He got a win. He in there.
He did a Sean Porter. Look, no sparring match on TV.
I'm not a Tyson Fury fan. No. Never have was. Versus Vladimir Klitschko, it was the most ugliest heavyweight championship fight I've ever seen.
It was a horrible fight.
We talked about that before, but Tyson Fury looked sloppy. First of all, when's the last time you kissed another man before you fought him?
Ooh, I gotta think back. I think way back on this one. I'm saying never. never.
So I don't know if you guys seen it. You know what? I kind of wish we would have had that. No, I don't wish we had that clip to really show anybody. No.
We probably get flagged for mature audience or something by YouTube.
So Tyson Fury started off this, and actually what's funny is we've been talking about it for about 30 seconds. That's 25 seconds longer than I thought we were going to talk to him. But he started off kissing his opponent before he fought him. It just, you know what's crazy to me though?
Maybe men should try that before domestic charges. I kissed her first. I thought she knew.
God damn it. See, this is why I don't like taking you nowhere. This is why I don't like taking you nowhere. No, you know what? You know what I did realize watching this fight? How much USA sucks compared to backing their champion.
Their champs.
They're champions and former champs.
When it comes to just the event, the promotion,
before Tyson Fury went on the nose candy, the Scarface, his binge.
No one said he went off.
The Michael Irvin, the ski slopes and all that. He packed out that arena and was ugly, and they were cheering him on. Like, I'm like, none of our fighters are getting that kind of love.
And that's crazy too, because like if they have a fight here in the U.S., you hear the sections of those UK fans. You hear those sections. Yeah. If me and you went to there to watch the fight for any of our fighters,
I'm not saying nothing out loud.
No.
And I'm faking the accent.
Oh yeah, I just won't say nothing. I can't fake the accent. I just won't say nothing at all. Yeah, I just won't let them know. I'm just gonna blend it.
Just nod your head. Yeah. Hey, nod and wave, boys. Nod and wave.
Just like a tourist. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you guys find out. Enough about man. Let's talk about my man Maurice Mo Hooker traveling across the pond to face Terry Flanagan for the WBO.
No, we talked about our transitions. You didn't let me finish this one.
I'm sorry.
Last thing.
My bad.
But you know one thing I will say about the one thing I will say about Tyson Fury, he ended in TKO round 4. Mm-hmm. As much as I don't like him, he's good for boxing like Billy Joe Saunders.
Yes, he's great for boxing.
His trash talk, just his presence that he brings to the sport.
Yeah. Keeps everybody on edge.
I like that. That. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Perfect. Maurice Mo Hooker versus Terry Flanagan.
Mighty Mo Hooker.
I feel like now, I can't think of a time where an American fighter didn't cross the pond and into the UK. And just every time you fight another UK fighter, they always look like a bar brawl. It's like every time, no matter who you are, I feel like. And that's just kind of what this was. It was just a bar brawl. A lot of fighting, a lot of action. And it was a very close fight, but it was a little too close to score. But at the same time, there was really no definitive winner.
It really wasn't too. Yeah. And the way that it ended a split decision with Mo Hooker getting it could have went either way, and I wasn't excited. I wasn't mad at it.
Not at all.
Maurice Hooker, he used his range, he was picking his shots, and he was very patient. A lot of movement. Terry Flanagan. The funny thing about it is, of course, you're just like with anything. If anybody's familiar with boxing, it's easy to say what you would have done when you're on the couch, and you gotta be.
Don't you understand? If every fighter listened to me when I'm screaming at the TV, they all would be undefeated.
I mean, I'll be trying to tell them, but nobody listens to you.
Bastards.
No, so it's one of those things. Is when I was watching Terry Flanagan, I didn't see him really get dominated by.
Yeah.
I didn't really see him get dominated by Maurice Hooker. But it seemed like he went into survival mode really early with the tackling, and then just making it ugly. He wasn't going to making it ugly because the way that the fight was going, it wasn't going in his favor.
It had a smell of desperation a little bit.
Oh, chin down.
Oh yeah, 200 G's. Oh man,
get. I don't know where you're.
Still in the men's room apparently. Ooh, gay code.
Yeah.
No, he gave an early scent of desperation.
Yeah.
That could have lost him the fight. But I'm glad to see Maurice Hooker get into this fraternity of men of Americans especially who have traveled across the pond to get their first title. Just the same time as, in same respect for someone like Kell Brook, who came over here to beat Sean Porter to get the title. Anytime you see that happen, I always I always like to see that kind of action because that shows that little extra bit of stardom, that little it factor, X factor, or anything that has to go with it. You know, it always gives you somebody to keep an eye on. What weight division was this?
So that was 140. So that was super lightweight.
Super lightweight. Yeah. Good to be going after belts at 140 right now. And you know, everybody's got to be loving that. That's for sure.
That's what happens when Terrence Crawford leaves, who we'll get to in a second. And that was actually for the WBO. So Maurice Hooker won split decision, and that was for the WBO title.
Yep. Another one of Crawford's former belts there.
Well, all of them were Crawford's belts. So
we know one for sure is out there at 140. I know a couple of them have been taken up. I know there's one fight out that's going to be interesting later on this year, that Victor Polster versus Josh Warrington.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about as we get to it. Now, are you ready to move on from Mo Hooker? You know,
yes, sir.
I can always use Mo Hookers. I don't know about you. So it was a trick question. You failed. Failed bad. Now
you gotta let me know the context. Now
let's talk about my man. I'm gonna say, like, you know, he was named after a famous rapper, Shakur, Tupac Shakur. Shakur Stevenson. This is, you know, the baby man, the, you know, baby face assassin, basically, just still hasn't got his man voice, but he shows some man strength out there. He's fighting like a man.
So we go as far.
If he was 16, I would fight him. No problem.
So check this out. So I already ranked ever since Andre Ward's retired. My favorite fighters have been Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, Canelo, and Shakur Stevenson has been he's been in my top 5. Like, as soon as he came out. You know, I'm not going to say as soon as he came out. I would say about 2 fights in is when I really noticed that this kid, I don't know how many times that we can say this kid is special.
So we'll just show it real quick here.
All right, so go on.
So we'll play this little highlight. It's something you can watch, and all it is just a bunch of knockdowns. It's like a mastery.
He knocked this guy, Elio Mosqueda,
3
down 5 times in this match before he ended up getting the KO. What I've noticed, so I've already said that he's a pure boxer. He's sharp, and he's crisp what it is.
Yep.
He's a finisher. So he said before he came into this fight, he was working on his power, and you saw how he made it. It was just gorgeous to watch him because he was a boxer, and then when he saw he had him on ropes and he saw that he wasn't in his competition, that he was able to finish him off, which was great.
He came across a little hungrier than normal. It's one of those, and I say that not in the sense of, like, you know, when you see one kid, like I remember it was my nephew. I saw him when he was 12. We used to play horse. We used to play around the world. I saw him when he was 15. I was like, grab the ball.
Yeah.
I'm like, just get the ball right now. And we played one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's
got that dog in him.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm noticing, like, with him. It's just you see that transition to man, and it's coming before our eyes. And how much stronger and better is this boy going to get?
So one of the things that I was noticing, especially with this, is I understand when you see the hunger. Him and Mike Conlon, they fight hand in hand, basically, always within like about a month of each other. And so when you're coming out, it's just like when I'm working out in the gym. We're all doing the same workouts where we are at RCF. Yep. So when I look over, where are you at? What are you doing? Okay, I got to work a little hard. I got to perform a little bit better. And so that's what it seemed what it's like. And then honestly, how we brought Shakur Stevenson up last episode, we brought him up because it's like, oh, he's getting in here. He's getting more and more fights.
Fighting again.
And we like that again because he's not getting hurt. I was too lazy to look up the CompuBox, but did you actually see Mosqueda hit him anytime?
When they gave each other daps at the beginning of the fight.
And that doesn't even count. That's not a jab.
It's not a CompuBox. That
wasn't a jab, and that wasn't a power shot. So those don't count in the CompuBox.
We know how many punches he threw. If we can look it up. That's for sure. But this is not just him. This is everybody else. This is how this boy is getting fights months apart, like literally weeks apart. Because
he's not getting damaged. It's just like what Tyson fought. I couldn't tell you how many times Tyson fought in the first year. It was like 13 times and stuff like that. He was basically fighting every few weeks just for the simple fact that he's not getting hurt and he's taking care of business. So
if he did get hurt, it was like a pulled shoulder.
So the guy he came in fighting was 16-1 with 14 knockouts. We said that this was going to be his first test. This was a quiz. Quiz was easy. He was already prepared for it. So we're not even.
I like that. That's a good one.
You like that?
That was a good one. That was a good one. I like that.
So So it was just like, oh, this ain't hard at all. So once he got in there, he was like, I've studied this material. It's easy.
Now, we know how much we love Shakur Stevenson, so I'm going to ask you this here before we move on from him. Now, he's asking Top Rank to fast track him because he's seen what they did with Lomachenko. Is this the right or wrong thing for him?
Shakur Stevenson?
Yeah, because right away we're going to compare it to Lomachenko. What's his record real quick? Like what's
so here right now he's going to be 7-0 with 4 knockouts.
7-0.
That's
so
what he is now.
Lomachenko has already had his world title by then, right? Now this is the bar, being Shakur being a top-ranked fighter. He knows everybody, all the hype around Loma. He probably bumps into him all the time. Mm-hmm. So when you see this, we do know there's a level of experience between the two fighters that one has seen and one hasn't. So for Shakur Stevenson, is this the right move, you think? To ask for this, because if you may ask what you get for. Bob Arum might disagree because he knows you're not on that same maturity as Lomachenko.
No, this is not the right move not for him to get a title shot right away. He's too young. His talent is there, but at the same time, you don't know what you are until you've been popped in the mouth, man. It's just you haven't been in there. Look,
I would argue he hasn't had his heart broken yet.
How many? Yeah.
Right?
You can't drink. He's 20 years old, so it's just. And I'm not saying it can't be done because you got Tank Davis who's young and stuff like that. But that's a powerful man, and most of the times when he walks in the ring, he is dominating you, not just from a boxing standpoint, but from a fighter standpoint. He's dominating you. This is a little bit different. As much as I was high on Amir Imam, once he got in there with a live dog, with somebody who didn't care about his power, who cared about his punches. He could run into that. And also the Lomachenko factor. Lomachenko's 30 years old, bro.
No,
that's
I barely give him credit for that second gold medal, honestly, because you didn't have to stick around for that second one, bro. I'm not sure how big of a king you lived in Russia, but let me see what the offer is first, and then I'll give you my judgment on that second gold medal, because anytime you see that, usually, the other fighter that did that second gold medal was that dude Zhao Shiming, that top rank signed, who on his 7th fight in China got lost on an upset. Yeah, good move on there, right? But he's in China, so he's living like a king, kind of like Lomachenko. So Shakur Stevenson, I'm with you on that one, man. I agree. I think he should maybe fast track with better opposition, but let's hold off. Let's work it and earn those title shots
especially the way he's looking. Hey man, he's a special fighter. You want to protect this. You want to protect this, and he's going to be your money fighter. But tell me what Oscar Valdez or somewhere around there, because look, check this out.
That's say weight 126?
Yeah, 126 featherweight. No, see, because check this out though. You want a title shot? We're talking about Gary Russell Jr.
We talked about somebody else that fought on this weekend as well. We got names on there. We got Carl Frampton, right?
So no, not Carl Frampton, but Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares. Now we'll get into that. Yeah. You say you want a title shot around that weight. Do you give him Abner Mares? Do you think he beats Abner Mares?
Oh, man. My heart says yes. My head says no. It's one of those things.
And I'm right there with you.
You know what I'm saying?
No. What your heart is, possibility-wise, capability-wise, he can.
He can and should. But
hey, yo, bro, you ain't been past 7 rounds, man. It's like you don't know what a 12-round fight is yet, bro.
Abner Mares was the main event and lost.
And this is and if this gets back to you, Shakur, this is no knock on you. I'm a huge fan of you. Hey, I want you to grow, man, because I want you to be the best available that you can be.
It's okay to agree to disagree on this one with us, but I would argue that I've seen a lot more boxing than you.
I would argue that, kid.
I'm not gonna say I followed many fights, but I've seen a lot more boxing than you, maybe just because. Now, next up, we're gonna move on from this guy. Next up is gonna be Jermell Charlo. This ain't Tony Starks, but he's definitely Iron Man versus Austin Trout. Now,
no doubt, Trout. Don't say Iron Man without saying no doubt.
That's right.
Because whenever he steps in the ring, I have no doubts that this man can bring the pain.
No doubt.
Shout out to Wu-Tang.
That's how we do it. Now, I have a prediction with Jermell Charlo, man. I've always poked fun at these guys, and I like Jermell more than I like Jamal. But Jermell Charlo, probably 4 years, I think, will be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in boxing, most likely.
You think so?
This dude is a beast, man.
Yeah.
And he's got that chip on his shoulder, and he's not ready to let it go. Now he definitely beat this boy down worse than almost. It's kind of hard to say because Jared Hurd stopped Austin Trout, but Jermell Charlo I thought he beat him pretty bad for most of the fight.
I did.
Really?
I didn't.
So what do you think about the 113 score? I mean, there was close rounds in there, but with the knockdowns, there's no way that's possible to me.
They're high.
Yeah.
And okay, and we're gonna get into this fight, but there's one thing that I have a huge problem with, and it's when it comes to boxing, there's a lot of problems, but a lot of the things we overlook. It's the imperfections that make it perfect. Haven't said that in a while, but it's the stuff that goes bad. But I hate the fact that this 113 gets overlooked because Jermell Charlo won. The right person won, so you kind of give it a pass.
Yeah, but
we got to get rid of it. We got to get rid of the scoring.
So
like I'm talking about, like
6 points from 3 knockdowns. That would make it 119.
2 knockdowns.
2 knockdowns.
Two knockdowns. Yep.
Yeah,
round 3 and round 9.
One was a slip. Yeah. So still, that's 4 points. So
Yeah.
that would make it 117 to 113 or something, right? I'm not sure on that math, but
Yeah,
that's still
we
that
don't
would
do
make
math,
it.
but it's okay.
That would make it a 2 or 4 round fight that they had Austin Trout ahead. Yeah, that's
No.
no.
I'm talking about Austin Trout's not ahead on that.
Yeah,
one.
no, not at all. But yeah, but that was my point on that one. If without those knockdowns or for you to have it at 113, that means you saw him winning the fight basically.
So you had 113 with 2 knockdowns, and then the other refs 115, 111. Okay.
Yeah.
118, 108.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I kind of saw it.
113, man, you're high,
Nah,
man.
this dude left and came back.
Or we're not. Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about Jermell Charlo in this win. Austin Trout.
Savvy veteran. He's calculated and he's smart. And then it's just like we said when he fought Jared Swift Hurd.
Yeah.
Just too old.
Yeah.
Just too old.
A prime version of Austin Trout. I think he probably would have beat this Jermell Charlo maybe.
Just because of what he knows.
Yeah, and what he had to go through to get there.
Yeah.
Because he would have went through the same thing here. Now, I
like how he said he's not done.
Yeah, right?
He said he's not done.
Now,
go ahead.
So Austin Trout's career to me, this is how Roy Jones' head, this is how it played out to him, is how Austin Trout's career is going. That's how Roy Jones kind of saw his going.
Yeah.
This is how he saw himself. I'm still in the mix. I'm still competitive. When he wasn't, Austin, no doubt Trout still is. Only fought in the 154-pound division. I don't know any of the fighters that really did that besides Rigondeaux, and this is an American fighter, so he's very disciplined, knows where he wants to be, he knows how to hit the weight. Obviously, he's trained his body for it.
Yeah.
Evolves as we watch him get older, but time is against all of us, you know what I'm saying? And Jermell Charlo is here, the Lion's Way. These guys are beasting right now. So for him to do that well against Jermell Charlo, I don't know if this is saying how good Trout is, or is this a sign of weakness on Charlo?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both because when you're looking at it, and we're going to get into Jared Swift Hurd, but Hurd was able to put him away, and Charlo did not. But styles make fights. So, and at the same time is Austin Trout, you fought Jermell Charlo already.
Jamal.
No, no. You fought Jermell Charlo already, as in saying you fought Jermall.
Right.
You fought the same exact person. No, you try to correct me, but you're right. But you're right. No, you fought this already.
You're making a racist statement.
All black people look the same. In this case, yes. They both look
exactly the same.
They both look the same. So when you go in there, you can look at the tape and you're literally like, they're spitting mirror images of each other. Yeah. They're brothers. They're twin brothers who have the same exact fighting style. So yeah, you fought him. So you can't do well because you fought and you've been in the ring with this type of person. So you know exactly what he's going to bring to the table. So I'm not going to say, but at the same time is when you, just like how we have the mirror between Mike Conlon and Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking over, you kind of see what's up. Jared Swift Hurd, you're going for unification. Jared Swift Hurd has the belt, one of the belts. You're looking at, all right, Jared Swift Hurd got him out of there. I need to get him out of there.
That's not how to do it.
That's not how you do it. So who was it?
I think he was too focused on his knockout streak because he has been knocking everybody out.
Yeah.
And he was so...
This isn't a guy that you knock out like that because even then...
Or at least you don't call it on that one. If you go against Austin Trout, you just hope to get the win and you hope to get it definitive. That's all you want to get. If you can knock him out, more power to you. You know, Jared Hurd stopped him with a relentless style that came forward and pounded pressure. A younger Austin Trout would have won that fight. You know, and now we're showing that Hurd hits a little harder maybe than Jermell, or is that just pure style? We really don't know yet until we see him face off.
I think it's pure style.
I do
it's
too.
pure style.
I do too.
So
I stick by my story. I think Jermell Charlo will be the number 1 pound for pound fighter as long as he doesn't make any dumb young man mistakes.
So what you're saying you're saying Jermell Charlo beats Swift Hurd?
Oh yeah. If they fought today, I stand by that story. I would. Well, I've had a couple in me, so today I would say he'd knock him out. Ask me again when the fight's made, of course. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have never thought Jarrett Hurd would ever knock down Erislandy Lara.
Because Twitter fingers Jared Swift, he was talking. He was like, "And you think this man could beat me?" He pulled out the Killmonger. Is this your king?
This is your king right here.
Is this your king? So I can't wait. Look, it's turning into being lovely. Like it's good. Everything in here is not publicized in pride and just out there. But this is another great year in boxing.
It is another great year. We got a lot of hungry fighters that are getting paid too. They're getting paid. So it's a different generation of men here. So Jermell Charlo, we can't wait to see you face off against Jarrett Hurd. Hopefully, they're 2 Al Heyman fighters, so that should be easily made. Hold on, before we go. Let's go. You want to show these highlights real quick for this fight? I'm going to press play on this. So, like right now, we'll let the highlight go a little bit of Jermell Charlo and Austin Trout. It's only a 48-second clip, but it's one of these ones by PPC. There's the first knockdown.
It was a little bit off balance, but at the same time, as the rules say, if he touches you on the way down, it's gonna be counted as a knockdown. So it's, he's southpaw. He's a little awkward.
Yeah, no, they can push you. You trip off his foot. If your hand touches the ground, it's a knockdown. They showed in that slow motion of the second knockdown. It was a punch behind the back of the head. Love how the crowd was booing off of the majority win there. That was also an interesting fact. Well, Jermell Charlo, we know where he's at. Austin Trout.
Listen,
man, that man's still in it, though.
For the WBC title, Jermell, you did your job. Mm-hmm. You got him out of there, man. So Austin Trout, Jermell Charlo, Jarrett Hurd, Jermell Charlo, Erislandy Lara, Canelo Alvarez. Those are your 5 losses, man. You look. Yeah. I'm not going to say give up, man, because I enjoy seeing you. Like you're going to give everybody a problem, man. It's crazy so because hats off to you.
I had no thoughts there was no thoughts or inquiries that this man should retire yet either. I didn't see it. I didn't feel it. It wasn't in the air.
The people that he's losing to are cream of the crop. Yeah. Like every single one of those people are champions.
Yeah.
Are current champions except for Canelo, who vacated.
Yeah. Now, 3 years from now, if he's fighting the same level,
Laura, who just lost.
Yeah, you become 3 years from now, you become the punching bag unless you're just that physically gifted and defiant Father Time. Jermell Charlo is a beast. Austin Trout, no doubt, we love watching you fight. Now
go ahead.
Charlo versus Hurd is a fight that definitely needs to be made. Hopefully, it will sooner than later.
I think it will, man. They talking too much.
Yep. All right, let me fix that real quick. So the next one up here is going to be, would you say this is a FOTY fight? Santa Cruz, Abner Mares.
Not to me.
Okay, me neither. I saw some people.
It was a great fight.
It was a great action-packed fight.
Yeah.
So Santa Cruz got a unanimous decision on this one.
Yeah.
Any disagreements with that decision at all?
Not really. 115, 113, 116, 112, 117, 111. Santa Cruz, I thought he could have fought better. He fought. First of all, you already fought this guy again, so you already know what the regimen is to beat him. Mm-hmm. But he fought this guy just like he did Carl Frampton the first time. Yeah. The first time. He went in there and brawled a little bit too much. I think it's because I don't know if he wasn't scared of Abner Mares' power, but.
So I have a theory. I would say this fight, if the Triple G Canelo fight is happening, I'm going to say this fight right here closed the deal. Because Triple G saw that and is like, this is what I want. This is what I want to happen. This is what I want. Now, I think Santa Cruz, he's in this fight, his reach, that reach was everything in there. If Abner Mares had the same arms length as him, it'd be a totally different fight. Totally different fight. He used his range perfect. He brawled when he needed to brawl, but that range is what really, I think, won him the fight. Because a lot of those exchanges just kept Abner Mares at bay, and he just couldn't connect when he was swinging. Now, Abner Mares, this is like his 4th or 5th trainer in this fight. Did you catch that? So
no.
First fight with Robert Garcia. His last 3 fights, I believe, were with 3 different trainers. He changed his trainers as much as you have changed women in the past. That often. That often. So he might be. So what? He's got like 38 fights. So he's got like 53 trainers or something like that. But Abner Mares looked really good. I thought.
I like this style. I like Abner Mares. But you know one thing I actually watched more that I was really aware of watching this fight more than anything, the camaraderie between the two and the respect that was shown. Easy night for the ref. Even when they tied up, no sneak shots, just right there. Hey, let's back up and let's reset. And let's get the fight. Just professional.
Like Mr. Pink.
That for real. And it really was that. And it was like I couldn't have put it in a better word or a better effort. Like the way they handled it was professional. Like and I liked it. It was hard.
All the way down to the interviews at the end.
Easy for the ref, hard for the judges to get through. But it was. I sat back and I enjoyed the fight. It was one of those where the first round was almost equivalent to the 12th round, and I just sat. So there wasn't really a whole bunch of material that I could take away with. There was no knockdowns, so it was just basically just a good fight to watch.
Now it's one of these ones where I was very entertained, and I kind of wished Abner Mares got the win, just because it would guarantee a third fight if he got the win on there. And we'll go through the highlights here. We're not going to, the first round is the same as the last, so we're going to go through half of it there, but if we just watch one round, I could tell you, we'll just pick a number, and that was probably the round you were watching, because that's how much action was in there.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter how it is, just because it spent a lot of time in the phone booth, so they were sitting there rumbling. It was just everything that you wanted a fight to be.
These guys are like the Mexican version of that Eastern European boy band stuff right here. These two guys are part of that crew.
Oh, yeah, man.
Santa Cruz,
Santa Cruz, man, has the smoothest comb over in the game, man.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, like...
Oh, yeah.
I would have gave that to David Lemieux, but Triple G ruined that for me. But, these guys probably kicked it right afterwards, man. It's like, hey, there's sometimes you take losses bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a sore loser.
Yeah,
because I'm not used to losing.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm a sore loser. But these guys, man, hey, man.
It's that level of respect. Just like how Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti became great friends.
Yeah.
Great friends. Because after you've had that much problems with somebody, you definitely get a little bit closer on there. Now, how do you feel about Santa Cruz calling out Gary Russell Jr.? Gary Russell Jr. won the same thing.
It was on, both ends. So it wasn't just one calling out. Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell Jr., oh, that's going to be a great fight. I hope that is made for WBA and WBC with the belts that they're holding. And we already saw Gary Russell Jr. already talking about he wanted the knockout in his last fight. He didn't get it, but he looked smooth and he looked great, classy.
It's a great strategy for Gary Russell Jr. because we know Santa Cruz will... Gary Russell Jr. because Santa Cruz will probably fight 3 times before he fight Gary Russell Jr. because he ain't fighting until sometime next year, right? He fought this year once. That's just what it is. So it's a good strategy by Gary Russell Jr. Santa Cruz probably won't be able to make 126 by the time he gets that fight. So we'll see what happens. They're both Al Heyman fighters. There's no excuses why this shouldn't happen at the end of this year unless Santa Cruz is going to honor that, the gentleman handshake, that's made with Carl Frampton. We won't get into that too much, but, you still owe the man as far as I'm concerned.
Honestly, whether it goes either way, matchup wise, because I would
rather see him versus Russell Jr. because I just want to see what happens, of course.
I think Gary Russell is smarter than Leo Santa Cruz in fighting, so I think he would take that, and I wouldn't be. Now, Carl Frampton, I can see Gary Russell and Carl Frampton being a great fight.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see, because everything is speculations for now.
That
but
would be a really great fight.
When we
That'd be a good chess match.
When we start getting into the, hey man, well, what if this happens, and then this opens up that,
I can't think of another time where this division has been this stacked at 126, because usually everything is about that quest to get bigger. Because you're bringing more power, but there's more entertainment into just bigger men knocking bigger men out. That's just what it is. That's the type of violence we like. That's what we like as Americans, of course. So this is a stacked division. I'm excited to see it. We got some good talent. We got good, fast, and powerful hands in there. Gary Russell, I think, is the smarter fighter, but
you never know the length and the range. So we'll see.
Discipline, because I've seen Gary Russell try to switch it up when certain things weren't working. Santa Cruz will just keep coming. He'll keep coming and he won't stop. So we'll see what happens there. Now, let's talk about my man. He's definitely Squared Circles 101, number 1 pound for pound.
Easily. And I don't understand how there's a debate.
There was a tweet by Andre Ward. It was like, what more does this man have to do?
Because Andre Ward's coming from that same position, man. He's coming from it's just like
he was already disrespected by Teddy Atlas.
It really is. Did you finally watch the hour special with Teddy Atlas and Terrence Crawford?
No.
I just slapped you know this. Is
You
why-
watching it's like me watching it. Because you get to tell me more and more about it. By the end of this year, I've seen the whole thing. Basically.
Hey, let's bring the highlights in, and we'll just talk. We'll just talk. So,
I mean, highlights or possible, crime footage, as you could say. We might see this in court.
Yeah. So the great thing about this, well, one, it's nothing surprising.
Yeah.
It was nothing surprising that we walked in on, like, you knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
He started out southpaw. Me personally, the way when he said that, he was just like, "Hey, I'm a better southpaw than Manny Pacquiao, who's a natural southpaw, who you just robbed for this." So let me show you how this worked. This guy's a surgeon, man.
Surgical.
He's a surgeon, and you know what? I liked how Jeff Horn came out really aggressive in the beginning.
Yep.
And he tried to swarm him, but at the same time,
for a man who had to travel and cross the date line for the first time in his entire career, maybe his life, who knows if he's ever been to America, and face what we have already has agreed that as the number one pound for pound fighter in boxing, to face this man here, and he did okay. It wasn't one of those things where it was a sparring match. Like, where'd you find the spar partner?
Yeah.
He held his own, because if you put, like we spoke about this, if I put the same Jeff Horn in with any of these other WB, the 147 pound fighters, how would he hold up?
I couldn't really. We saw Manny Pacquiao's shell himself, and not Jeff Horn's problem, but we couldn't see the full Jeff Horn. We didn't know how to gauge him because of Manny Pacquiao. We didn't know. Now, if this is prime Manny Pacquiao, then we're like, "Hey, yo, Jeff Horn's a problem," because he gave him a problem, and usually that's overwhelming. With Jeff Horn, we didn't even see. I actually became a little fan of Jeff Horn when this fight.
Me too.
Just for the simple fact that you said it. He held his own though. Yeah. So he did get knocked down in round 9, and he's a rough fighter, and who's going to be a problem for anybody. He can take a punch.
Anybody. He can give up school teaching. He can give up teaching if he wanted to. I would say that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just love the kids that much.
I like Jeff Horn in this division.
He has earned my respect.
Yeah, he's earned it.
He's earned it for sure.
Now, terrible stoppage.
Mm-hmm. A little premature.
Yeah. That's what they all say, don't they?
Yeah, right? Yeah. It doesn't happen all the time.
Nah, baby, nah. It's just hold on. Give me a minute.
You're just that fine. You just that fine.
No, terrible stoppage. But I want people get so caught up and people get so emotionally involved. I've had a lot of people. I had a lot of people tell me that, hey, you're not compassionate enough. I'm like, well, because I think logically. So people are talking about this premature stoppage. This is the same way I feel about when Mayweather knocked out Victor Ortiz. Mm-hmm. You saw the way it was going. There was nothing going to change it. So
protect yourself at all times.
So not even just protect it. What's the difference between now and the end of the fight?
That's
you know
true.
Who's going to win this.
That's true.
So it was dominated. He pitched a shutout. There was not one round that Jeff Horn won. So whether he prematurely stopped it, okay. So what? He lasts another round and he gets stopped the next round. Is it like what's going to make you happy?
Can we at least let the champ hit the ground? At least let him hit the ground once. You know what I'm saying?
If we let him hit the ground, that's probably one of the only shots that he's really hit throughout the fight. Yeah, he didn't have a lot of clean shots on Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, no.
And when Terrence Crawford does get hit, it's because of him slipping.
Trying to figure it out and figure out which style is going to work with him. Terrence Crawford is a guy that I see like an animal behind a quiet being holding back everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
When you see him speak it as Dr. Jekyll or whatever, he's doesn't come off as calm, but a little scary. Like if you're trying to interview the murderer, it's like, nah, I didn't kill him. You know what I'm saying?
No. And you know what? It wasn't until you just said that where it's like, I don't watch none of that City ID or whatever it is, where they interview killers and stuff like that. But when you're talking to a killer, it's just like how calm and their demeanor is just like, yeah, man, it was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday.
It was they're talking about murder. Like this dude, when he talks about boxing, he's talking about a murder, and then there's just calm behind it, man. And where this guy he's scary about that.
This is how the interview went when he destroyed that, the auto shop store. It's like, so did you go in there, start breaking everything? He's like, Yeah, use that wrench right over there.
Yeah.
First I grabbed that, and then I kind of smashed those things, and then I
they
dropped
already knew who I was, so a lot of people were scared. So I just kind of spazzed out.
Yeah.
And honestly, I blacked out.
Yeah.
I don't really remember what happened after that. But
Yeah.
but either way, I'm here, and I
here.
am now the WBO champ of the welterweight division.
This boy is bad. Now we're going to talk more about Terrence Crawford, but with this Jeff Horn, if we put this Jeff Horn against a Keith Thurman, how would that match have gone? You think Keith Thurman should win that, right? Pretty easy.
Keith Thurman should win that, but
Give him some trouble?
He would give him some trouble, but at the same time,
I don't think he would pick Jeff Horn as his first fight back.
I don't know if it's his first fight back. Yeah, I can see him picking him his first fight back. Because when I look at it, I just look at the aggressiveness, and one of the first things that I bring back is the way Keith Thurman fought Sean Porter, who's really aggressive like that.
Yeah.
Jeff Horn's no Sean Porter.
That's true.
So Keith Thurman should be able to handle somebody like a Jeff Horn.
Jeff Horn versus Sean Porter.
Sean Porter takes that, man.
No, Jeff Horn versus a Danny Garcia now. You got a big man. Now we're thinking. That makes it, that's an interesting matchup because of the styles right there. And Jeff Horn is a big dude.
I would have to give Danny the nod, but
he should win.
He should, but I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know that.
I would like to see that. That's what kind of thing Jeff Horn is. Now, a couple things. I don't know if you read it.
Were you a little excited when Jeff Horn had trouble making weight at first?
No.
Okay.
Yes. No.
Okay.
I was thinking about. No, I was like, he listens to the show.
Yeah.
He listens to the show. I know, and I almost called you too. I was like, you see this?
It was like
good man. I was like, I'm a genius. I tried to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to tell you. No. Jeff Horn's talked about they want a rematch in Australia. Hey, bruh, you didn't do good enough to order. It doesn't matter where you fought. You could have fought him in Poland, North Pole.
Yeah, we'd have to
Pole,
see.
Any stripper pole.
It'd have to be a massive amount of money to where the public would be like, okay, yeah,
nobody wants to.
I understand.
Nobody wants to see Terrence Crawford and Jeff Horn.
It would have to be a massive amount of money to where like it comes as remember when Bush was giving out those checks, that once a year thing with the government. I forgot what they called it, the stimulus.
Furlough.
Yeah, the stimulus package
check.
there. It would have to come with that type of agreement if they fought again in a rematch, an immediate rematch. So now everybody's talking about Crawford. I just have Crawford versus 7-pound division. We've talked about this hundreds of times.
So, the gift of the curse of what this is people who are real and people who are not. And you can tell the ones who is real. Your boy Keith Thurman, you think he's real or not? As of right now.
I think he's really hurt. Either emotionally or physically. He's definitely in some sort of pain, I believe, because even if it's not actual pain that we are aware of, it's got to be emotional pain because he's a man that I know that doesn't stop reading the headlines or comments.
Keith Thurman is my UFC as far as any shot that I can take at him, I will take. So the thing about
that's still my man.
Earl Spence says he wants to fight the best in the 147 division. Mm-hmm. And he said, I want to fight Terrence Crawford. And then the buzz that's been around all the media is him versus Terrence Crawford. Yeah. And
even the media is trying to hold back on it because we don't want it yet.
I don't want it yet. And then so check this out. The way I saw Jeff Horn fight Terrence Crawford. Now Terrence Crawford dominated this, but I went from after this fight and him going up, I went from Terrence Crawford will dominate this. The only person he's going to have a problem with is Earl Spence. I'm saying the same thing, but instead of me saying like 80-20, 70-30, I'm saying 51-49.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I thought it was really close. Like I think Terrence Crawford.
I'm not 100% convinced that his power is with him.
No,
because like you said, it was an old age. It was an aged Manny Pacquiao. This is some 30-year-old Manny Pacquiao. 30-year age Brandy or whatever. And that Manny Pacquiao is not hitting or as fast as the Manny Pacquiao that everybody grew to love, that brought him to the stardom he is. We seen Terrence Crawford dominate the 140-pound division
and
hard.
Julius Ndongo, third round body shot knockout,
destroying him, plowing through him. He mauled Victor Postol.
Now mauled Victor Postol, and Postol was a way bigger guy than he is.
And
even though that one,
any fighter.
And I'm going to give Terrence Crawford credit because it is his first time fighting a welterweight. Mm-hmm. But when I did see the way Jeff Horn handled it and was trying to approach it and how being aggressive he is, Earl Spence is really aggressive too. He's smart and that man's a savage and that man is powerful.
Too bad Brick don't hit back.
Hey.
That's all I can think of, man, when I think about this right here, because we know that Errol Spence can hit hard.
I don't want him to fight.
Yeah,
I don't want to pick.
yeah.
I don't want to pick. Like I'm like.
I'd rather see like a tournament where like they kind of just insult all the fighters in between to make it a better tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like
They
Errol
have
Spence, Terrence Crawford here, but then like have Danny Garcia, Kell Brook, all these guys in the middle.
That's
just,
what
like,
it needs to be.
Yeah.
That's what it needs to be. And just like I said, I think that's why Keith Thurman was able to give up the belt, just because he don't want none of that static. I don't think he wants that static at all.
I haven't read it, but I'm going to say this is in the Art of War. I'm going to defend my man and say this has to be in the Art of War.
Has to be, right?
Let them kill each other, and then just kind of go and take over from there, right?
It's smart.
It was
if that's what
Charles Manson had the same plan.
if that's what he's thinking, and we're giving him credit to where that credit he deserves the credit for that.
Yeah.
But,
if it pans out.
But I honestly,
it only has to pan out one time.
The way I make this argument about Floyd all the time with Manny Pacquiao. If he fights Manny Pacquiao 5 years early, it's the same fight. But at the same time, is anything after that, the Floyd fight, you're not interested. Mm-mm. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, once they fight, I'm still going to watch, but I'm not going to be as fully invested and committed in, because whoever wins that fight, they clean out the division.
Yeah, no, and unless that fight ends at like has the same kind of decision as Canelo Triple G. with an arguable decision thing to where we can argue either side on who won, even though not many could argue Canelo won. You know, the argument really was who was the judges, but that would have to be a fight. It would have to be like the Adonis Stevenson Badu Jack fight, just with more action.
Yeah,
just with more action.
No, exactly.
In order for me to just want more, like
I need them. Yeah. Look, the way that. If this year, the way any of you NBA fans, the way that you had Houston and Golden State,
that was the finals.
That's exactly what will happen with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence if you find them, because whoever wins that, the Eastern Conference, that is everybody else in the welterweight division. They will clean and mop everybody in that division. I'm gonna give this free one. This is for EA Sports out there. If you ever thought about making another fight night, what you do is you take Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, put them on the cover, have a little intro going through it, maybe Floyd walk right up in between them, and boom. I would pre-order that game right away. And Floyd says, "You want to be me, don't you?" just something like that, because you know it's always about him. We're going to TM that one just in case. We're going to TM one just in case. All right, Crawford, we know he's a beast, man. We love Terrence Crawford. You see Timothy Bradley talk about when they sparred and he beat him post to post in his prime? Yeah. That's some scary stuff. Yeah. He would become my best friend too. Do you know who Timothy Bradley reminds me of? I've became more of a fan of Timothy Bradley now that he's retired. He reminds me of Magic Johnson. Because the way he conducts himself. The way he conducts, because he gives everybody credit and he's real about it. Like, you know, he's like, look, man, Kobe's a great. He says, I had three of them. One of them had to be carrying HIV. Hey, that's not where I was going with that. I hate you. No, he'll defer. He's like, yo, Kobe's the greatest Laker. Oh, this kid is special. This kid, like, that's what Timothy Bradley does. Magic was like, yo, Pat Riley used to pull way more than me. No, I'm not. I hate you. No. Is Timothy Bradley gives respect when the respect is due, and it's just like when you're in your prime and you're talking about, hey, yo, man, this kid's beat me. No. You know, all facets of this game, man. And Timothy Bradley is that if there's any fighter out there that if he gives you the nod, that respect, everybody is like, okay, we're listening, we're watching, we're definitely aware of this guy, we won't blow him off, and that's for sure. That's Timothy Bradley's at that status now. Yeah. He's one of my favorite fighters, so it was great to hear those stories. And it's a story that only comes out when you're retired and want to stay retired. Because if not, you don't let it out. Just like whether or not, Errol Spence knocked down Floyd or whatever. Now, how you feel about... Gave him a black eye. Right? It was... Whoa. We don't do this kind of jokes here, buddy. Nah, it was Errol Spence knocking out Adrian Broner. That's what it was. That's what it was. Now, all right, moving off of my man Crawford here. How you feel about Mike Tyson and Don King still beefing? I like that. Right? I like that. Look, bro. Look, when you... Now, Mike Tyson was traveling his funeral to make sure he's dead. As a church-going man, I'm all about forgiveness. Yeah. But when you look at somebody, but at the same time, I ain't never seen nobody who cost me hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah. I have never seen somebody like. So I don't know about that. So yeah, I like what Don King. So do we have that clip? No.
No, we don't.
No, we don't have it. No, don't worry about
everybody on the web has seen it. Trust me.
Look, if you're not a boxing fan, go look it up. Don King. They're at a press conference. I don't know what it is for.
Yeah.
But Tyson is sitting down. Don King walks right up behind him, and he kind of taps Mike Tyson on his shoulder, and Mike Tyson gives it, "Hey, yo, man, don't touch me!" Like looks like.
Yeah,
like,
and at first, like you can see, he didn't really notice it was Don King walking.
Yeah, until he look,
Yeah.
bro. Don King is a shiesty dude, man.
Dude, the balls to walk up there, like it's cool. It's cool. Like,
Well, because Don King is like, yo, man, I ate off you.
Yeah.
Look, it's not like he's in there and like Tyson can make him any more money.
Yeah.
So why Don King don't care?
Nah, yeah. Well, I mean, at this age now, who cares? He can flip off kids.
Hey.
He's on his way out.
This is one of those things where like I want to cuss on here because Don King is one of the originators of zero fucks given.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's right. Only in America, baby. Only in America. It's always funny to see kind of old beefs like that because I can picture them as really old men. You know, brawling up in the nursery home.
You know what's funny about that? Because we bring it up. We bring it up how Arturo Gotti and. Mickey Ward, how they're best friends, and these guys went through wars, had fight of the years, and all this kind of stuff, and they're good friends. And you got a man who's never fought. You've never fought somebody, and you're just like, hey, I hate that guy.
Yeah, no.
And it's just like, it's just in that small center, you have to be around them too. So
man, and it was funny to see. Definitely entertaining. Now let's just talk about the IBF ordering Daniel Jacobs versus Sergey Derevyanchenko. Now I've always had that conspiracy theory that the 160-pound division, the sanctioning bodies have discussed that they don't want Triple G to unify it. Possibly because of Canelo or just because they don't want to see it happen again like with the 140-pound division. Because the last time there was unification before Terrence Crawford, it was the 160-pound division with, what's his name? Jermaine Taylor, right? And everybody thought he was a soft unified champion and he got exposed when he fought Kelly Pavlik. I don't see that being the case with Triple G or Canelo, but there's definitely some questionable movements here because this is a fight. I'm glad to see a fight like this get made. But you don't have to take the belt from this man to get it ordered. You know, this fight could have been made either way. And I want a real reason why Triple G doesn't have it anymore. You know, they could have just said, hey, this is an order. We're going to order this to figure out who's the number one contender. You have to take that man's belt.
Under the IBF, right now, Sergey Derevyanchenko is the number one contender. I like it. I understand your...
And it's the politics of boxing.
I understand you. Look, bruh.
It is what it is now.
Once Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, once they dropped the welterweights and super lightweight belts, didn't it make those divisions more interesting?
It definitely did.
Is this fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko and Daniel Jacobs a little bit more interesting now that they're fighting for a belt?
Way more interesting because.
Okay, so check this out though. So if Triple G really wants to unify, he's going to have to go through Sergey Derevyanchenko or Daniel Jacobs to fight.
Again, yep.
So, yes.
Okay.
I'd rather not have Triple G have all the belts and then earn all those belts be fighting each other instead of like... So, no, I am a fan of this.
I mean, with that argument, I can't really disagree with it.
I'm me.
You got me on that one 100%. Who would win this fight? Come on, Mr. Know-It-All.
I would say Daniel Jacobs, not just because he's black.
A little more experience.
A little bit more experience, and he does fight to the levels opposition, and he can grind it out. So it's one.
We don't know if Sergey Derevyanchenko can do that yet.
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully the fight will get made.
So in Derevyanchenko, he's capable of beating Daniel Jacobs, but at the same time, is when I see this body of work and I see this body of work, I still got a lot more unknown with Derevyanchenko than I do Daniel Jacobs. So I'm going to take Daniel Jacobs in that.
We haven't seen any. We don't know if he's going to be in any indictments with my man Kurt Cetis or anything because I know all these Russian dudes seem to hang out.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the 168-pound division. So David Benavidez Jr. was the youngest world champion ever. He was he signed with Top Rank but didn't sign with Top Rank. $250K bonus, gave it back.
Okay.
And stuck with his original promoter, Samson Promotions. I guess they were getting ready to sue Top Rank. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but not often you see anybody give back some money. And weirdly...
Me and you talked about... I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
But I mean, like, weirdly, though, it kind of makes sense for him being, like, Hispanic and Mexican. I'm like, I can believe him giving it back more than probably anybody. I couldn't see any American give that $250K back. But a guy like David Benavidez Jr., who knows his worth, he not even 21, world title, take it back. These are the guys who got me here because his brother, Jose Benavidez Jr., or Jose Benavidez, which may fight my man Crawford, he signed a Top Rank. Top Rank turned him down. That's when he was 16. And now he's 20. You want to sign this man, so, a little animosity there. And these are the guys that kind of got you,
It's now, since we don't know the full story of why he gave it down, I can make a couple of speculations. Mm-hmm. Hey, if you're the man and you're the WBC, is David Benavidez the WBC champ?
Yes.
Okay, here, let me double check just to make sure. He's the WBC champ. Mm-hmm. So you got that clout. Hey, Top Rank gave me $250,000. What are you going to do to keep me here?
Yep.
I'm your cash cow.
Yep.
You're probably going to give me a little bit more, or there has to be some incentives for them to stay. So that's what I'm taking on a bit. Like, you have that bargaining chip. So that's what I'm going to bet David Benavidez did.
Okay, now sometimes I get some crazy predictions. I said Crawford was going to probably knock out Horn 9th round. I got that one right. I didn't get right the Charlo one. I got the Lomachenko one right. Right now, I'm on track to maybe being 50-50. I don't want to take too much credit for 50-50, but did the countdown begin or did it not? So,
I'm going to say yes. Just because you said no.
Okay.
And you're usually wrong, so I got to go opposite of what you say.
Well,
Canelo Triple G, September 15th. Now, officially, what we're going to say at Square Circle 101, we are going to say this fight is on from every outlet that we have looked up and we have discovered. I've heard rumors that the fight fell through and Triple G and Billy Joe Saunders was going to fight.
There was talks of Canelo and Billy Joe.
There was talking about that. But as of right now, we're saying that Canelo Triple G Part 2 is on for September 15th, which was originally predicted in the beginning. That's the reason why Canelo took that 6 months suspension.
To make it right out on the exact date. Now, the first thing that broke out was Triple G walked away, declined the offer of 57.2 versus 42 point whatever. And we said maybe a 60-40 would be even. So for them to get that much. Now, if that's true that they walked away and then the deal got made, that means he probably got a 60-40 deal, and shout out to K2 Promotions if that's how it goes down. So we'll see. I've seen more articles saying that the fight's confirmed for September 15th. Oscar De La Hoya has a tweet out that says it. So, but remember, don't trust a man that knows his own lingerie size.
Hey, check this out, though. Triple G, if he turned it down the first time, Triple G actually went back and crunched the numbers and saw what that 42.5 was.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, I'm never going to see this kind of money again. Let me take this.
I still think he probably went and saw the action that Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares, and he has that little hope that this is kind of action he'll get with Canelo. Probably won't. He had his opportunity for that action with David Lemieux, but hopefully this fight is made, and I'd rather be wrong on this situation, and I hope I'm wrong too with also them confirming what we saw with Wilder Joshua, right?
Yeah. So that's another thing that's been going on as far as rumors we are talking about.
Now, we got an actual date with Canelo Triple G. All we got was terms of agreement, right?
That's all they said. They said they've agreed to the terms, but they haven't officially announced anything. I think it can be made. We're in the 6th month of the year. A lot of months left and a lot of negotiating and talk. And everybody wants to hear it. There is nobody else that you need to fight in the heavyweight division. So get it done, please.
Now, the only thing about this one that I can see it not happening this year is going to be because of, believe it or not, is going to be because I'm going to say the Farmer's Almanac weather. So we know this fight will be in the UK, a big UK event, always at a soccer stadium outside. That's how the biggest events go down. You want a nice day, and based on their seasons, that would make it next year. Because going on to this year here, they get fall a little faster. They destroy their part of the environment a little quicker than we did here, just based on migration. But that's just what it is. And if they're set on having this fight outdoors, which will make it a bigger venue, just because
they ain't got roofs out there. Look, the Cowboy Stadium got a retractable roof, man. You telling me they ain't got one of those out there in the stadium?
That's how we do it, man. That's why terrorists hate us, because we have to do it just a little bit better and unnecessary. Just because we could have just kept the dome on it.
Look, this ain't New England. The weather is not going to make a problem for this.
We have a mall in Vegas that has a simulation of the sky. because that's just how we roll, right?
It does, yeah. I know exactly.
That's how we roll.
Oh God, I love Vegas. I'm like,
Right?
oh, it's so nice in here. That's not the
That's
weather
not real
outside.
one. Yeah. So hopefully it happens here. All right, we're gonna just touch on these ones. We got a fight weekend going on. We got Javier Fortuna versus Adrian Granados coming up this weekend.
Adrian Granados, a spoiler.
Big spoiler, but this is a good matchup.
Yeah.
Daniel Roman versus Moses Flores. That's another good matchup. And I'm not saying, if you didn't know these guys, you would assume it is just based on styles because you're going to assume they're Mexican. Then we got my man Errol Spence, Errol the Truth Spence Jr., however you want to say it, coming in against his mandatory Carlos Ocampos. You know, he's taking the mandatory because this man wants to keep his belt. He wants unification. He wants that little Rick James ring. This is unity. That's what he wants to do. He wants to unify everything and become the best, and prove he's the best. He's got a long road ahead of him. The pieces are there to get those fights made. Any thoughts on this fight at all with Errol Spence Jr.? What you think, man? Because this is a man that we definitely love and we want to see him. We're glad to see him fighting. Just we want different fighters.
Take care of your next fight for you not make it to your next.
That's
man.
right.
Like,
That's right.
Errol Spence has his eyes on a prize. He wants to unify. He knows he has somebody in front of him that he's got to take out in Carlos Ocampo, 22-0. 13 knockouts, so that tells you he's a boxer because he's about 50. He's above 50%.
Undefeated, 22-0.
22-0. But at the same time, bro.
Any names on that resume that we've heard?
Jorge Paez Jr.
Okay. That's about it. Huh? Okay. Where's Carlos Ocampo from?
Mexico.
Of course. They just manufacture these guys out like, you know, that's all they do. They manufacture drugs and beer and boxers.
That's not racist.
It's entirely racist.
They also got 10 kids.
I thought I was
per
pretty
family,
clear with that one.
They also got 10 kids per family, so it's like they crank out athletes like that. So
that's just what they do. Hey,
soccer players and boxers, baby.
The most important fights are the what? The ones you're supposed to win?
Yep.
So it's just good to see Errol Spence back in the ring. We want to see more of him. Hopefully we can get a nice, easy first round knockout. We'll still watch it just because we love the man. We love watching him fight, but take less damage to get other bigger and better fights made sooner, maybe,
It's a lose-lose regardless.
Yeah.
Because if you knock him out early, then it's just like, all right, we got to see him fight.
Like,
if it takes too long, it's like, is he not as good? It's like, because the thing is, if he knocks Carlos Ocampos out too fast, nobody's really going to fight. Danny Garcia is not going to fight him.
This is just like if I put SportsCenter on when I go to bed. You're going
to stay up watching it.
Yeah, exactly. I got to have it on because I know it's there. I want to watch it. I have to turn the TV off to go to bed, but I got to have it on because this is what I do want to watch. This is what I care about. And I also care about that Squared Circle app. Make sure you download that. It's available in Google Play and iOS. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, whatever your preference is. We're not on any of those weird social dating apps, but you can find us on YouTube, baby, live at Hub City. I am Heyday Studios. You know where to find us, RCF Band. You got anything else to say? How we winning?
Man, desire is nothing without discipline. Make sure you guys take that, man. It's one of those things.
So
think about it, especially if you're in that.
See Desire with that stack of 50s. Don't just throw it all out there right away. Or a stack of singles, 50 of them total. Don't just throw it out there right away. You gotta kind of set the little the trail.
$1 at a time.
Yeah, lure them in. Set the line. Just like a little trail of breadcrumbs.
Yeah, don't make it rain. Drizzle a little bit, a little sprinkle, sprinkle
right on the elbows. Make sure you download the app. Tell your friends, tell your family about it. You know where to find us. I'm out. See you.